In this far out tech video, we're going to teach you how to clean your MacBook Pro screen and maybe keyboard if you want to as well.
All of the computer, pretty much.
Obviously, don't take our advice if you don't think it's safe to do. This is just the way we do it, and we've had fine success so far.
This is the way I've been cleaning computers for a long time, and it's actually extremely simple. So you're going to need two things for at least how, well, technically three things if you want to, but I'll get into that later. First up, microfiber towel. Second off, Windex. That's literally all you need. So outside, we'll do that last. We'll start with the screen. So here you can see all the goop on there. Marks from where, oh shoot.
Oh no, because the auto on.
Yep. Marks on their fingerprints. So the way I like to do this, what I found, is if you use Windex, you'll take well, I do this on my computer. I took a smudge that big and I wiped it to literally the entire screen. So don't use Windex, just try to wipe it off without anything on there as best you can. It actually works pretty well. Just gotta wipe this sucker down as best you can, and you know, take care to look at all the corners and stuff like that. Really.
And surprisingly, mine was bitten by my cat, and it was cracked, and surprisingly, we haven't gotten any water through there. So again, I don't think it was that much hard.
I will say, if there is a crack on the corner of your screen or anywhere on your computer, I wouldn't recommend going too hard at it. I'm not really trying to, because if you probe at it too much, you can risk spreading the crack more. So I'm just kind of sort of glancing over there. I could probably get it better, but it'll work. One thing, always want to keep your hand on the back so it's not just like flopping around and stressing your cable and your mechanisms and all that, because that's never good.
Now, how regularly do you get a new cloth? So I just wonder how much stuff builds up on that.
Typically, I've not really had a problem using the same cloth for like a couple weeks, really. I mean, I don't really, I don't clean my screen every day. It's like every week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks, something like that.
So it might be able to last.
Yeah, it really depends. Yeah, it could last for a while. I mean, like these cloths right here, I haven't washed this thing in years, and it's still working. But that's also a different kind of cloth than this. And of course, it depends what you do it for. Because I use these for also, cleaning my car windshield and stuff like that. And your car is in a much more dirty environment. So if you're using stuff like that, then I suggest maybe don't use something that you just use on your car and your computer. But yeah, it seems like kind of common sense. And then also you want to look at it in different angles so you can really see the gunk on there that you can't see when you look at it straight on.
Gotcha.
And I mean, there's a little bit of specks on there, but if you can't look at it staring straight on, then I wouldn't worry about it too much. Alright, next, I'm going to go to the chassis of the computer. And I had a question. How do you clean the touch bar? So, touch bar is a bit interesting for me because I have never been able to clean it in a way that actually makes it not freak out. Because if it's on and you try to clean it, because you use Windex to clean the keyboard, which is how I do it, it will take the Windex as like a million different inputs all across the board at the same time, and it will freak, and I mean freak out for about 6 minutes, and you won't be able to do anything because your brightness will be going up and down, your volume, it'll be opening up all kinds of different stuff. So for those, again, it's best to just do it. Cancel. It's best to try to clean it. Once it's off, it's a lot easier, but I mean, you can look at it here. This one even doesn't even look all that bad. You can kind of see, you can kind of see when there's smudges and stuff on here. Okay. But this one actually looks pretty good. And then again, if you need to use Windex, you can. Stupid thing. Why didn't we turn that off? All right. So yeah, you can use Windex for that. It doesn't really matter. Windex really helps kind of make the keys look normal again.
Yeah, Windex really does clean all the grime off the keys, and that's what I like doing. It's nice. Although I do the keys with a paper towel, and then I just do it by dry. So because I
wouldn't recommend using paper towels because they're fibers. They leave fibers and disintegrate and all that stuff.
That's true.
Also, pro tip for anybody: if your microfiber towel comes with a tag on it, like it did here in the corner, always tear that off because the tag will rip stuff. Gotcha. It's not the same material. How I like to do this is I just like to spray it in one corner so you don't soak your whole towel and then have nowhere that's dry left to use it. Gotcha. So just kind of spray a bit on there, kind of smush it around a bit, and then just kind of go to town. Like back and forth a whole bunch of times. Swirls, you can go and all that kind of stuff. You know, get in there. If it's off, you can.
Oh, careful about that power button.
Power button, probably. So, like, you can see, if you look in here, you can see like some bubbles and foam and stuff getting there. I wouldn't worry about that. At least I haven't worried about that unless you like spray it directly on there, because Windex is something it's designed to evaporate quickly. Yeah. So that's not going to matter too much.
Enough for the sides.
Yeah, I also get the sides, but I'll do that when I close the computer and do the whole thing. And just, like I said, you don't want to spray down the whole towel because then you won't have dry sides to use off to wipe it down. Then as you just kind of wipe it down or buff it or whatever you want to call it, you'll see, you know, when you leave it alone, it'll sort of dry there as you see now. And then it'll look pretty much brand new. And you know, you could get really meticulous and go in there and get all the stuff out from between the keys, but I don't know why you do this with a towel when you can use compressed air and just whoosh, make it all disappear.
And I don't know, I've had mixtures with compressed air. I've had a better success with actually just vacuuming the computer.
Yeah.
So if you're afraid or you don't want to go and buy compressed air, just try vacuuming it out. Be very gentle, but vacuuming it out seems pretty good.
Yeah, you know, you just kind of got to be careful here.
Because unless you actually blow the stuff out of the keyboard area, you're just blowing it around, which can work on a specific key, but maybe not for the whole thing long term.
Yeah, that's true. A lot of times with compressed air, you just kind of tend to blow the junk in there more. And then what I like to do is you just kind of look at it. Once it's dried, you'll sort of see if there are any streaks left over. And there are some here, but that's not too big of a deal because you can just kind of wipe back over it and it'll get rid of it there.
Don't forget the sides.
Yeah,
it's almost completely evaporated on the sides.
Oh yeah,
nice. Beautiful.
Yep. Looks pretty good. Not, you know, not perfect, of course, but it's pretty much accepted that, you know, once you get something for the first time, when it's brand new, you take it out of the package, it'll never be that clean.
Unfortunately.
And then it's just easiest to kind of do the end all at once. So, you know, wipe it down. The Apple logo on these MacBooks is extremely easy to scratch, so I wouldn't pay too much close attention to that, even with the microfiber towel, because you probably will risk scratching it. I know that I've put like really, really tiny scratches in mine just doing that. And you can see here, this towel wasn't exactly the cleanest because it's leaving all kinds of dust and stuff behind, but once the Windex dries, you're not going to really see any of that stuff. It'll just blow right off.
All right.
And then basically just repeat that around the entire computer. Just, if you can get it in your hand. Just clean her up, and then of course you can do the sides and all that stuff. And you know, you could spend hours cleaning this thing if you really wanted to, but I don't see any reason why any logical person would spend an hour cleaning their computer when it's going to get dirty in the next 5 minutes.
Cleaning the MacBook, right?
Yeah. Well, and at that point, you're pretty much done.
Yeah, there you go. That's how to clean a MacBook, according to the crazy people at Far Out Tech. Hope it wasn't too far off from what you guys were expecting. We will see you guys in the next how-to video.
Yes, we will.